Okay, so we are going to look at the defence of automatism, and we're going to do it in 10 key points. I'll number them and I'll go through them. Number 1, the burden of proof is on the prosecution to disprove automatism. So the defendant says, I was acting under automatism, and the prosecution have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they were not acting under automatism. Number 2, the defendant claims that their actus reus was involuntary and it would be unfair to punish them, and they're also saying they didn't have the mens rea for the offence. So they're basically saying it's involuntary act, don't have the actus reus, and also I don't have the mens rea. It is, number 3, it is a full defence, so this means it results in an acquittal. Number 4, the case of Bratti defines automatism as an action or an act without any control of the mind. This includes reflexes and spasms. Number 5, it's got to come from an external factor. So the case of Woolley uses the example of sneezing. The case of Hill says a swarm of bees is an external factor. And the case of T allows post-traumatic stress syndrome, so PTSD, to be classed as an external factor. Diabetes, remember, is split into 2. We looked at this with insanity. So taking too little insulin is not automatism. Too little insulin, internal factor, Hennessy, insanity. Taking too much insulin, external factor, quick, and automatism. Cases of sexsomnia, so where people have raped in their sleep, they've been heard in the Crown Court. Now, we said sleepwalking, Burgess on appeal was classed as insanity, but in practice, in the cases of Bilton and Pooley, they said that sleep rape, so sexsomnia, was caused by an external factor, so therefore it was automatism, and both those defendants had a full acquittal. Number 8, the Attorney General reference case says there has to be a complete destruction of voluntary control. So that's an important definition there, a complete destruction of voluntary control. Case of Hardy says if a drug has an opposite effect, so if you take a drug thinking it's going to make you sleepy and it makes you aggressive and you commit a crime, that can be classed as either involuntary intoxication or possibly automatism. Number 10, if the automatism is self-induced, so if you make your condition worse or you do it on purpose, then the defendant will not have a defence if it's a basic intent crime. And this is what Bailey said. Now, a basic intent crime is one where the mens rea is intention or recklessness.